The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to Conor Commentary, a hilarious take on news, politics, sports, and current events. It's time to buckle up. Here's Conor.
All right, we are back, and it is the 1 year anniversary. So that would make this week 52. Missed 3 weeks a couple weeks ago, so that makes it episode 49. Oh, are we messed up with the song here?
No, I was just giving you a slow fade down.
Oh, okay.
Just celebrate, jazz it up a little bit, Connor.
Right. Ben's getting excited over there.
Hi-oh, 1 year anniversary.
I know. What do you think?
I think I'm going to come up on stage with you.
Wow. Now that's serious.
Just give me a minute.
No rush. You can bring that on stage, no? Okay. Whatever you want to do. Here comes Ben. He's running. Wow, that was quick.
Hustle, we want hustle.
Hustle, we want hustle. What's that from?
Hustle. Hustle.
Is that a song?
It was one of the old cheerleader cheers from my football days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that and tick, 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 boom, dynamite. Boom, boom, dynamite.
What were you what did you play in the 60s?
Dude, I might as well have.
I don't remember any of the cheers. I used to go, when I went to the not the playoff games, the football games when I was a kid, I was usually shit-faced.
Well,
is that a thing at your school? Did everyone get drunk on Friday nights and go to the football games? Well, you were on the team, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we got drunk too.
That was a thing, though?
No, the football players actually got stoned.
Did they?
Yeah.
Before the games?
I remember we had 2 weeks where we had, I think, 15 kids suspended for pot.
Really?
Yeah.
What the?
And here's the funniest part.
What? Did you get tested?
No.
Or how did they know? Kids just kept getting caught?
Well, there was a rat.
Okay.
And the funniest thing about this rat that dimed people out.
Yep.
He was taking steroids.
Really?
Yeah.
He was on the team?
Yeah.
And he told on all the other kids?
Yeah.
That can't be good for team morale.
No, he wasn't well liked after that.
Oh
it was the funniest thing, though, because I get called into the coach's office and was like, your name got brought up in this. I was like, what? What are you talking about? And they told me the whole thing. Oh, some people were smoking pot, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I'm like, we didn't think that was right. Of course I was.
So they fell for it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys would smoke before games?
Well, some people would. I would never do that. Yeah.
That doesn't seem like...
Practice?
It doesn't seem beneficial.
No, it's not.
Right?
Yeah.
Why would you want to
Which
be
is
high?
why that year we were the defending state champs.
Yep.
And I think we went 4-7.
That would make sense. I don't see that as any benefit. It's funny when they do drug testing in the NFL, it's like, what type of benefit would smoking marijuana do for you?
Well, no, it does have benefits. Like, it doesn't benefit you before a game, certainly, or before practice or something, but it can benefit you after practice. Would you rather smoke some pot or take a bunch of pills that you don't know what they actually are?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for whatever reason, they jack you all up on pills and these things, and then they outlaw marijuana.
Yeah.
But they'll give you what? What do they give you? Like Percocets?
Oh,
what do they give you?
all kinds
Worse
of crazy
stuff, right?
stuff. Yeah.
Oxys or something.
Yeah, you don't want that stuff.
Things you can get completely addicted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Yeah. It really is absurd. So congratulations, my man.
I
1
know.
year. You did it.
1 year, I know.
You powered through.
Seriously.
You said, Dave, no, I'm going to do this fucking podcast.
I did.
He said no.
I know.
You said, Dave, I'm going to do this podcast. He said
no.
You said, damn it, Dave, I'm doing the podcast. He said, all right, fine.
Should I have listened to him?
Do you think you should have listened to him?
No, I don't know. That's a good question.
Put it this way. Have you had fun doing this?
Yes.
Okay. Did it help you get something else on top of this show? Yes.
Like what?
Sportscaster?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Sportscaster, Tuesday and Thursday nights. That did originate from the show, from Twitter.
We can look at this as a success so far.
So far,
so good.
How many other people are a year in? I'm trying to just see from I don't even know what standpoint.
We did have one of the shows. Actually, it's funny that you say that. One of the other shows had their 1 year anniversary today.
Did they?
At noon.
Yep.
Yeah, the Quirky Dog.
So they must have started the same exact time I did, obviously.
Yes.
Like the same week.
Hence why you guys had the same 1 year
Touché.
anniversary on the same exact day, Connor.
That would make sense. I looked back. I started August 28th, I think was the first show.
What's today, the 26th?
The 26th, but it's the same week based on that Wednesday. So it must have been 52 weeks from then. So a year later, shout out to James. He was the first guest ever. James, if you're watching, thank you.
One half of the Dynamic Twins?
No. That was different. That was Tony and Mike.
Oh,
Mike,
them all confused.
Mike was the third guest. He came on twice. He still holds the record, though, by the way, for the most views.
Does he? Oh,
that was the one. That was the Patriots one when Tom Brady.
Farewell, Tom Brady.
Farewell, Tom Brady.
Yeah. That was a good episode. That was fun.
What was your favorite episode to date? Actually, favorite episode. What was your favorite episode? Who's your favorite guest?
Favorite guest is Ed.
Okay.
I love
Has
Ed.
to be Ed. Ed's a legend.
I got a man crush on him.
I know. You do.
He's the best. Oh, fun fact.
Yes.
So, Ed does the Ash Holes.
He does, yes.
Yeah, that's
so
another
if you guys want to see Ed, make sure you watch the Ash Holes. That's on Tuesdays, right?
Yes.
What
Tuesdays
time?
at 4 o'clock.
Tuesdays at 4 o'clock. Yes, sir.
And as you know, and viewers of the show know, Ed is an older gentleman, older than us.
Yes. Young at heart.
No, but
no.
But he's awesome. We absolutely love Ed, and we love giving Ed shit because Ed gives us more shit than we could give him.
He probably is right now.
So we were making fun of him for being old on the show, and then somebody decided to comment in and I think emailed or direct messaged one of the guys on the show, just shredding me for ripping Ed for being old.
Really? Yeah. Were they serious?
Yeah.
What were they saying? You offended Ed?
The guy behind the camera thinks he's being funny, but he's really being disrespectful.
Do you disrespect your elders? Is that what he said?
No, but I think that's what he was getting at.
Okay. So do you want to take this time to issue an apology?
To
Ed and the elderly population that you offended?
I'd like to take this moment to quote another great Conor and apologize to absolutely nobody. Why would I apologize?
I'm just kidding. Because that's what people do. That's what people do these days.
I know, they're wusses.
You make fun of Ed, and then some guy gets upset and messages you and said that you made fun of an old person, and now you have to come out and apologize for making fun of the elderly.
Why can't I make fun of the elderly?
Because it's ageism.
Okay. Who cares?
No, I'm just kidding.
We make fun of each other for everything.
Nah, I know. Ed loves it.
Ed's awesome.
So Ed was your favorite guest. What was your favorite episode? Ed came on a couple times when you were here, right?
Ed's been on, I think, twice since I've been here. I think he did his farewell episode with you or something like that.
Yes, he did. That was a great one.
The farewell Tom Brady episode was fun because we were just talking Patriots, and anytime we're just sitting there talking sports, it's always easy.
Right.
And it's fun. I did last week. I did my poetic reading.
That was very good. Yeah, shout out to Sean Whitaker. I had no idea what he was talking about at first. He's like, have Ben do the song. And then we thought it was Bentley.
Yeah, I had no idea what he was talking about. But then, I still haven't heard the song.
Yep. But I just heard it on the way here. First time I've heard it on the radio.
My version or their version?
Your version.
Thank you.
Bar none.
Thank you.
I hadn't heard it on the radio. I was wondering if that was something that they would play on the radio. Obviously, they're going to have to
it's got to be heavily edited.
Yeah, seriously.
I'll just throw it out here.
To the point of why would they even play it unless they have an edited version where they replace words, right?
Yeah.
Because if not, it's going to be like bleep, 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 the entire thing.
Yeah. We'll just throw it out. If you want us to do more poetic readings of rap songs, we're willing to do it on Conor Commentary.
Okay. That was one of my things. Going forward, right?
Yeah.
For the next year, what do we want to turn the show into? Should we have more guests? Should we keep doing it you and I? What do the people want to see? What type of guests? What do you want me to ask? And that was one of the things. What should we do for a new segment?
Well, that could be the new segment.
That could be the new segment. That's what I'm saying. If people want to see that, chime in. O'Leary, Whitaker, whoever's watching. If you want to see stuff like that, let us know. I had a bunch of different segments over the past year.
Yeah.
And a bunch of them, I don't know.
Well, we already talked about one segment that we're bringing back.
What's that?
Your mom.
My mom. Yep.
And her picks.
My mom's picks. I was going to ask you about that too. Who's a expert that I should pair her against this year? Last year I did Pete Prisco. You didn't know who that was though, right?
I know who Pete Prisco is.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom annihilated him.
Right?
No.
He used to be.
Maybe, yeah. CBS Sports.
Yeah, he's in Denver.
I feel like I should do somebody.
I think I have his phone number.
Do you?
Yeah.
Text him, tell him, this kid's mom.
Hey, I know you don't remember me from 9 years ago when I booked you on a show once.
I just want to remind you.
I got this other guy, his mom, better at picking sports than you. You suck.
I feel like I should do somebody from ESPN so more people know who it is.
You could do that.
Right?
Yeah. I'm not big into gambling, so I don't know who the big players are.
No, this wasn't even gambling more. This was straight up.
Just picks.
Right? It was picks not against the spread. Straight up picks.
I'm not a gambler, so I really don't know much about it.
Yeah.
About sports gambling. I've made 3 in my entire life. I won 2 of them.
Did you?
And I retired.
You should keep going then. You're gonna win. You're 2-1.
I am 2-1, so I
don't know what percentage that is, but it's good.
66.
66. You see, if you win at 66%,
you
wouldn't even need to work.
Yeah. I think the only way I would do it is if I had the sports almanac from Back to the Future 2.
Okay, yep.
Let me guess, you haven't seen that either?
I have seen that in my youth.
Yeah,
Very long time ago. Long time ago, I used to watch those movies. Marty McFly. Movies. Yeah, there were a bunch of them, right?
There's 3.
There was 3? That was it? Back to the Future. Yeah, I remember that. What's the one where he sings Johnny Be Good?
That's the first one.
That's the first one? Then I watched that one a million times.
That one's great. The other
I remember that. I remember that part like very specifically, and then I remember loving that song when I was like 7.
At the Enchantment Under the Sea dance?
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I don't remember the movie that well. I just remember that part, and I specifically remember that song. When did that thing come out?
85.
85?
Yeah. It's older than you.
Yeah, it is older than me. So I probably watched the thing in 95.
Yeah, probably.
Although I look old. Everyone tells me that. How old did you think I was?
I actually thought you were about what you actually are.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow, that's good for me then.
Because I didn't think you were as old as me.
Yep.
Not that we don't look that
I know.
dissimilar in age, but I was like, hey, there's no way he's as old as I am.
Yep.
Because I'm sneaky old.
Yeah. I went into a liquor store the other day. They had a sign that says if you're under the age of 40, be prepared to be carded. Didn't card me. And that would be all right, but I'm like, I've never been to this store before.
If I'm
like, this isn't good.
About 3 years ago, fully shaved, no stubble, no nothing.
Yeah.
Go to the movies, R-rated movie, and the kid fucking cards me for an R-rated ticket. I was like, dude, I'm 33.
What did he say?
What are you doing?
He thought you might not be. How old do you have to be to get into an R-rated movie? 17?
Yeah.
Right? You don't even need
17,
to be 18,
16?
I don't think, right?
Yeah, something like that.
If you have a license,
Might be
they let
16.
you in. Right.
Because there's NC-17.
Right. Which is like a borderline porn movie, right? If you go to NC-17.
Or it just got one too many swears. Or
yeah.
The rating system's the stupidest thing ever.
Do those movies even come out anymore? NC-17 movies?
Maybe they're Netflix movies.
Right, touche. Yeah. I don't remember anything when I was a kid. Well, even when I was younger, like going to the movies, anything coming out that was rated that.
Yeah, because they couldn't get wide releases.
Right.
You know, if your rating was that high, you couldn't get a wide release.
Yeah.
And so some theaters might take you, but most wouldn't.
Right.
Because your audience is so limited at that point.
Yeah, so then you're not going to make a lot of money, obviously, right?
Yeah.
How do they even do the ratings? It's like if there's more than a few like F words, it automatically can't be PG-13, right? Yep. Is that one of the things?
It's the MPAA.
Yep. You must have the same thing in radio, right?
No.
No?
No. We have different radio. There's a lot of crap you can't do. You're not supposed to even make poop jokes in radio.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
It's the stupidest fucking thing. Man.
Yeah.
Most people ignore the rules. It's if you purposefully swear.
Right. Purposely swear. So what if you accidentally swore?
Then the FCC will generally forgive you. You got to dump it, but yeah, if it's accidental or the guest did it and you tried to clear it, they're not really going to care.
Right.
But if it's intentional, if I was the host and I came on and I was like, hey, listen, fuck the Red Sox, fuck the Celtics, fuck the Bruins, fuck the Patriots,
fuck the FCC.
Fuck you, FCC, they'd come down and say, here's a fine.
Yep.
And they might fine me for each instance.
Oh, really?
And if they do that, we're fucked.
Yep.
Because it's, upwards of $250,000, maybe $300,000 per. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
Brutal. But you also in radio, you also have this thing called safe harbor.
Yeah.
So from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., you can get away with a lot more.
Oh, is that one of those things?
Yeah, because it's not reasonable that a kid is listening to the radio at that time.
Right. They do the same thing on TV, don't they?
Sort of.
Isn't that how like Dave Chappelle got away with a lot of stuff?
Well, that's also pay cable.
Yeah,
you can do that all day long on pay cable. You technically can, but it's not worth the fight for them. And it's not worth, because you're limiting your advertisers.
Right. Yeah, that's very true.
So it's not really worth doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chappelle's show was on at 10.
Yeah.
So it hit that right spot.
There's probably so many things out there where the advertisers wouldn't want to line up with you. You got to find somebody who coincides with your audience.
Yeah, you basically need to find someone that has the same ideology as you do.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
In a lot of cases. And it can be frustrating, it can be tough, but once you get it, it's like, great, we found a great person that's going to ride with us.
Because that kind of makes sense too, though, because then you line up with who the audience is, who they'd be listening to, and then who they'd want to advertise to.
Yeah.
That's what do they call it? Direct target?
Direct target marketing.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Is that what you guys try and do in the radio business too? No. I feel like
in the radio business,
I was going to say, there's a
we
million
take anyone's dollars.
Right?
We don't care. I mean, there's certain limitations on what we can and can't do, but no, we'll take anyone's dollars. We don't care.
All right.
We're like, all right, we'll sell the Chevy dealership right now, and next up it's got boner pills.
Yep.
And then, you're depressed. Here's a mental health institute. No, more boner pills.
Yep.
Another car.
Is that one of your big things?
They do that. Yeah.
Is they? Yeah.
Well, one of the, on EEI, one of the big advertisers is New England's Men's Health. I think that's what it's called.
Is it?
And yeah, it's about like ED.
Oh, that's what it is. New England's Men's Health.
Something like that.
It sounds totally different.
Yeah.
Sounds like it would be like a doctor's office or something.
No, but they'll throw like Blue Chew on.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, car commercials.
They'll take anyone's money. They don't care.
I just came from a Chevrolet dealership. Can you tell?
Yes.
I have to go back.
Well, you have your Chevy tramp stamp that I saw when you bent over.
Do I?
Yes.
Oh boy.
It's still showing.
Not a good start.
You didn't get it fully lasered off yet.
No, not yet. Oh boy. Yeah, I gotta go back soon. I'm here hiding out on my lunch break again.
I like how your lunch break's at 5 p.m.
Well, it's just whenever I decide, whenever I can get out of there.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Did you sell any cars today?
Not yet.
You about to?
That's the plan.
What's the customer going to buy?
A Honda.
So not a Chevy?
No. It doesn't matter to me, though.
A Honda what?
What was it? CRV.
Okay.
Yep.
Much better than they used to be.
Yeah, they are.
Much better.
Honda's a good car, man. Honda's really, really good, really reliable.
Yeah, they'll last forever.
That's the thing.
Them and Toyotas, they last so friggin' long that you can beat the hell out of them.
Seriously, yes. Yeah,
Camrys last forever. Accords last forever.
That's what I tell people, man. I don't know why. I feel like since you're a car salesman, people don't like to listen to you, but I'm like, a Honda will go 200,000 miles, no problem.
Yeah.
As long as you relatively take care of it.
Yeah, you just do the general maintenance. You get the oil changes. You do the,
literally
100,000 mile checkup, all that stuff. You do your routine maintenance and you'll last forever.
Right.
Forever.
Forever and ever.
Forever.
Sandlot.
What movie? Yeah,
Sandlot.
Connor.
I've seen The Sandlot a million times.
All right.
Now, The Sandlot's a classic, man.
You played baseball like a girl.
Yeah, buddy. That was great. That whole scene.
Yeah.
Then, Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Yes, sir.
He makes it to the MLB in the end, and he steals home.
What team does he play for?
He plays for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah.
Or actually, what were the Dodgers before?
No, they were the Los Angeles Dodgers.
They've always been the Los Angeles Dodgers?
They were the Brooklyn Dodgers before that.
Oh, okay.
They were originally the Brooklyn Trolley Dodgers. That's why their name is Dodgers, because they had trolleys in Brooklyn, and they were the Trolley Dodgers.
And way back in the day, the Boston Red Sox were the Boston Bean Eaters.
They've had a bunch of different names.
Or something like that.
Americans.
I think we talked about it on the show.
And then there was also the Boston Braves, which is obviously a different team. Now they're the Atlanta Braves.
Right. I remember that. I remember that. They were the Boston Braves, and they were the Boston Bean Eaters, I think it was.
The Boston Bees. There's been a million different ones.
You want to know what's funny? If you look into it, the history, the professional sports used to not make that much money.
No, not at all.
Way back in the day, they didn't make a lot of money.
Across the board, they didn't make very much money.
Right, in any sport, right?
With the exception of boxing.
Yep.
Always did well because it was incredibly popular. That was the American sport for a long time. Not that it's an American sport necessarily, but that was the most popular American sport.
I was wondering that recently. When did that change? Where it went from they didn't make any money to them making astronomical amounts of money?
So there was a couple of guys that were making some good money because they were kind of athlete mercenaries in a way.
Yep.
So they could command that big price dollar. And then in the late 1880s, early 1890s, the owners in the National League at the time kind of banded together and was like, whoa, we got to get this spending under control because we're the owners. We should be making the most money.
Right.
And
they still do.
They colluded with each other to keep salaries down as much as possible.
Okay.
And there was no free agency, so there was no real open market that you could I
knew you would know.
Of course.
So there was no free agency. So what did you do? If the team didn't sign you, you're done? Your career's over?
Well, there was this thing called the reserve clause.
Yep.
Which basically tied you to that team in perpetuity unless they traded you or ripped up your contract.
Right.
Which they were not likely to do that. They just let you walk away. And that's what kept salaries down for so long. Babe Ruth helped smash through that a little bit.
Yep.
But then after he was gone, it kind of reverted back again.
Yep.
And then baseball, they look like they have this cheaper labor as they're starting to integrate again. And so there's another way of keeping costs down for them. And it really didn't blow up until free agency in the mid-'70s. Nolan Ryan was the first $1 million a year guy.
Was he?
Yeah.
No, before that, no one made $1 million playing baseball?
No.
Really?
No, I'm granted $1 million then was a lot more than it is now.
That was 50 years ago.
But if you think about it, like a lot of these old players, particularly from the 50s and 60s, because they're the ones you'd still potentially hear from.
Right.
They had winter jobs. Basketball players had summer jobs selling insurance or
right. I remember reading
ice.
That. That's how I got reading that in the 19 whatever it was and then this guy worked at his dad's shoe store and I'm like, he played in the MLB. Why would he work at a shoe store? And then I looked into it and they he made $1,200 a year. Which obviously it's astronomically different, but I'm like, even in 1919, that still couldn't have been a lot of money.
Yeah, I think Ted Williams, the greatest hitter who ever lived, maxed out at $120,000
really
in a year, which is awesome. I mean, think about it. At that time, you could buy a nice house for $15,000,
right?
Like a really nice house,
right?
So
those are the days,
comparatively, they were making a ton of money, but also the tax rate was ridiculously high at that point.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was that when it was 90%?
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Yeah, over a certain level is 90%.
Yeah, that's still absurd. Should be illegal.
Yeah, but they didn't really start making that money until the 70s. And then as free agency started getting adopted in football and basketball and hockey, that's when they started really making money.
Well, now they have all the minimums.
Well, the minimums are huge.
They're enormous. We looked it up a few weeks ago. It was $560 for baseball, right?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think football is $490 or something.
Yeah.
Even the practice squad, I think it's $7,500 a week.
Yeah, it's
something in that range.
Something in that range.
Yeah.
I know in MLS it's 65 is the minimum.
Is it?
Yeah, but that's a sport that makes a hell of a lot less money. Yeah.
Right.
To be a professional athlete for $65,000, I'd do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to be, hey, I'm a professional athlete.
Did you play soccer?
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you get back into it if they pay you $65,000 to play?
They could pay me $50,000.
You could go on
I'd be like,
what's the
dude? Cool. I got a couple years left where I can actually still run.
The Revolution, right? That's the Boston team.
Yeah,
it's owned by New England Revolution. Okay,
it's owned by the Crafts.
I was just gonna say, Kraft owns it, right?
Yeah,
they play at Gillette.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Not a lot of fans.
No. Oh, even when they're good, they don't have a ton of fans.
No, it's funny though. Soccer is astronomically big everywhere else except America.
And it's really big in some parts of America.
Is it?
Yeah, it's big. Portland, Seattle, Vancouver. It's even big. That's North America, not United States of. Orlando, it's pretty big, and it depends on where the communities are.
Right.
And
people go nuts for it in other countries.
If you look historically at the sport in this country, way, way back in the day, the two powerhouses were St. Louis and Fall River.
Really?
Why do you think
Fall River, Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Because there's a massive Portuguese
bingo.
People.
Yeah.
What's the word for population? Massive Portuguese people. Population.
Yeah, particularly from the Azores. They would come over Fall River, New Bedford. They were, I want to say, the first World Cup was mostly made up of those guys.
That would make sense, yeah.
Representing America.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. All right, Ben. What should we be doing for the rest of the year? For the next year? What do you think we did good over the past year? What do you think we should change? You've been here for 6 months.
6 months.
Half the year.
Yeah. I'd like to see, a guest or two.
Yeah.
Not crazy conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
Who are dumb. I don't want that guy back.
Okay.
I mean, he was a nice guy.
Who do you want back? Anyone?
Shit. I told you already.
You want Ed?
You can have Ed every week. I'd be happy.
Yep.
Get the twins in here at the same time. Have them sit on either side of you, and I want you to moderate a debate. Which twin's better?
Okay, I can work on that. Tony and Mike, if you guys are watching, which twin's better? We got to give them a different topic. Something about the Patriots or something.
Of course, but either way, it should be. You should moderate and let them just battle.
I would love that
because I'm sure there's some sports topic.
Debate moderator.
You could.
Yeah.
You're nice.
Yeah.
Almost too nice.
You think so?
You got to be a little more forceful if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Just hey Mike, shut up. You gotta.
When you watch the debates, man, no one listens to the moderator.
No.
Any of the political ones, I always laugh in the beginning when they give the rules, and I'm like, these are going to be followed by absolutely no one.
Well, think about it like this: if you were running for, I know for me, if I was running for president, and I was at one of these debates, and some fucking moderator tried to interrupt me, I would just stop and go, "Excuse me, are you running for president of the United States?" No? Well, we are. So shut the fuck up and let us talk to the country.
You'd get in big trouble for that, though.
Why?
I don't know. There'd be repercussions from everyone on the internet. You see,
our current president said, "Grab him by the pussy."
Yeah, you got a very good point right there, and actually, I think that actually scored points for him.
I think it did.
Yeah, I think it did too.
And then for the next week, it was all, well, that's locker room talk. Right. Blah blah blah.
Well, no matter what, if you like the person, then they'll put a positive twist on it. If you don't, they'll put a negative twist on it.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I hate politics.
I do too.
You do
so
too?
dumb.
Yeah, I don't care.
I hate it so much.
I just think the debates are funny because they're like, okay, we'll have 2 minutes, and then when we say that you must stop, we'll go on to the next person.
Yeah.
And then they keep talking, and then nothing happens. It's a mess.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
You don't need to moderate.
Right.
Just, hey.
Those people make absurd money, man.
Of course. I mean, it's like Lester Holt. He's also doing Dateline and ABC News or whatever it is.
Yeah, whoever else it is. It's like Anderson Cooper. I think that guy's worth like $100 million. Or something like absurd.
He was worth that before he got famous.
Oh, was he?
He's a Vanderbilt.
I don't know what that is.
The Vanderbilts are historically one of the richest families in the history of the country.
Oh, so it had nothing to do with him doing that.
He's incredibly wealthy from CNN and all that stuff.
Right.
But his family was already super wealthy. Oh, okay. It's like the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts.
Vanderbilts. Vanderbilt's a college, isn't it, too?
It is.
Okay.
Did
they like own
Cornelius.
it? Cornelius Vanderbilt?
Yeah.
So is that like his great-grandfather or something?
Well, no. He was one of the first railroad barons.
Oh, okay. Yep. So that's when
I believe. I might be getting it slightly wrong, but it's been a while since I've studied that stuff.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure that was the case. He was, and that's how the Vanderbilts made their tremendous fortune.
Gotcha.
And then the Rockefellers made it off of Standard Oil.
Yep.
And then
which is still going.
Yep.
The railroad
JP
industry,
Morgan made a boatload of money. That was one of the wealthiest families.
Yep.
And then,
they're still going.
I'm drawing a blank on the Scottish fella who made his money on steel.
Yep.
And then was incredibly generous and magnanimous.
Wow. Carnegie.
Yes,
Andrew
that was
Carnegie. The steel person. Yep.
Yeah, Andrew Carnegie. Good call. Yep. I mean, that stuff's all interesting to me.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Anderson Cooper's a Vanderbilt.
Good for him.
That son of a bitch.
You know a lot of things about a lot of stuff.
I know some dumb shit that is absolutely useless, man.
Whenever I need to know this stuff, I'm like, I'll ask Ben on Wednesday. I'm like, he'll probably know.
He probably has some stupid-ass answer.
He'll know.
And if he doesn't actually know, he'll pretend like he does.
Yeah, maybe that's it. No one's questioning you, though.
I mean, I'm generally on the right track, and I'm not looking at the comments right now. Ed might be having a field day going, Ben, you are so fucking dumb.
Let's see.
You are so wrong. Yeah, you check it out right now. Right. This is the only time I'm not looking at the comments and engaging with them or telling you what they're saying because I can't see them right now.
Oh, I'm opening up all the wrong stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's Pornhub. Close that.
It's not. It's Facebook. Was that an ad? Let's see.
I don't know.
No, we don't have many comments. I don't think Ed said anything. Oh, Ed did say something. I was going to the studio today, but there was no cake, so then he left.
And he said, these kids have no respect nowadays. You know what I say? Fuck you, Ed.
Wow. Ed, I say hello and thank you for all of your wonderful work for the first 6 months.
Just kidding, Ed. I love you.
Yeah.
You know that.
All right. Anything else to add? I got to go back to work.
Nah, man, I'm good.
No? All right.
Are you happy with your 1 year in?
So far, so good, man. We'll see what the next year brings.
Are you excited for the next year of podcasting?
I am.
Year
I feel like I just got to figure it out.
Year two is usually when things happen.
Right.
Year one is you figure things out. Year two is when you get a little bit of that payoff.
Yep. I feel like I got to go back and look and see what was good, see what was bad, and then do the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah, I want you to go through every single episode.
Yep.
Take notes about every single one.
Okay.
I do not like this. I like this.
I have nowhere near this much time, but okay.
No. I don't want you to actually do that either. What's in the past is in the past. Leave it be.
That's right.
Onward and upward, baby.
Onward and upward. All right, guys. 1 year anniversary. Thank you to everyone tuning in. Thank you to Ben, who came up today on the screen. It's always a pleasure to see him up here. Now let's hear Mr. Jonathan's wonderful sign-off. He does the sign-off, right? No? I made that up.
No, we have some other woman do a sign-off. And here it is.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.